Metro Boomin and Future are dropping a double album, 2 full-length albums together just in a couple of weeks. Today, we're going to take a look at this announcement and see what this means and how we kind of knew about this all along, so let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. So we've been waiting for this project for a very, very long time. Metro was teasing at it for months at this point, and we knew that it was coming. We knew there was a Future and Metro Boomin album, but now we finally have the full announcement and all the details. So let's take a look at what they posted and what this means. So first of all, they posted a trailer to their YouTube and social media, which was very short. I thought, maybe it was going to be longer, but they also titled the trailer 1, so likely there's going to be more to follow. You can all remember the trailers for Heroes and Villains, Metro Boomin's album, December 2022. Those were crazy. Those were real-life Batman movies. And we can already tell from the trailer that it's going to be called We Don't Trust You. So maybe a kind of a nod to the Future tag, if young Metro don't trust you, I kind of feel like that's where it's coming from. Obviously, like that's the thing. And in the trailer, it's just in the desert. We can see the two of them, and they're driving both, in cars and seeing each other, meeting each other. But then at the end is the actually interesting part, because we get the details for this album. So we can tell We Don't Trust You, and then we have 2 dates. We have March 22nd, which is in only 2 weeks, and we have April 12th, which is only like 3 weeks after the first date. And people were thinking, okay, what does this mean? Does this mean that, there's going to be a single in March and the album drops 3 weeks later? I mean, that would have been the most sensible thing. That would have been the thing that made the most sense. You drop a single and 3 weeks later, it's a good time for a single, you drop the album. No, that's not what it is, because they also released a press release through Free Bands and Epic Records, where we can see that it's actually going to be more than that. So let's read this right here. So here we can tell that it says Future and Metro Boomin display their unbreakable loyalty with 2 new albums. We Don't Trust You project drops March 22nd with a second full-length out April 12th. This is insane. We have 2 albums coming. Let's read this though and then talk about it. So watch the trailer here, blah blah blah. Yesterday, Heroes and Villains rejoice. Today, superstars and all-around icons, Future and Metro Boomin announced their first official full-length collaborative project, We Don't Trust You. Long anticipated by fans, the monumental album drops March 22nd, but they aren't stopping there. A second album is already planned and due out April 12th. Watch the hypnotic trailer and preset Feel Right with the legendary duo as they celebrate a decade of dominance. So this is pretty big. We have 2 albums coming out just 3 weeks apart. Everybody seems to be doing this now. We have Kanye, or Ye, with Ty Dolla $ign and Vultures having 3 volumes. Now they're dropping 2. I don't know if the second one is already finished. They say that it's planned and due. So I think the first one is definitely finished, because otherwise you wouldn't drop a trailer and release the release date. But maybe we'll see some delays with the second one, even though it's not Ye. So maybe we can actually expect this to drop on time. And a double album is big. I already saw some people on Twitter talk about this, and for example, compare this to the 2017 run of Future and Hendrix, which was that double run that year for Future, and that was already insane. Everybody thinks back to that and is like, that was a crazy dominant year for Future. And now we're getting the same thing again, basically. Now, I don't know how the dynamics have shifted, if that is going to be as influential as back in the day Hendrix and Future, because their sound was newer, Future was still a little bit younger. But I got big hopes for this. I believe the duo of Metro and Future, they can bring some crazy heat, and I'm really looking forward to this, and it's gonna be epic. Other people, for example, Doughboy from Free Bands, have already also retweeted this and also hinted at that double date of March 22nd and April 12th. Also, Metro himself called this thing the soundtrack to the summer, or soundtracks, as he said himself on the way. Hashtag We Don't Trust You. So maybe we'll have those albums really be dominant this summer, be the soundtrack of the summer, like he says. Also, you got to take into consideration that Metro was hinting at this heavy over the past couple of weeks and months. I mean, for the Future album has been in the works for the longest time. But for example, just a couple of days ago, he hinted at this run is personal. and people are already saying like, okay, what does this mean? What is his run? And now he's obviously also talking about that run he has with Future by dropping 2 albums and not just one. So that explains that quote. Another one, I mean, in January, we had those pictures of the 2 of them in the studio, and, you know, a lot of pictures of the 2 of them recording together. So we knew that it was coming. We knew they were working on it early this year, but I honestly didn't think we'd get it this soon, even though a lot of fans are already complaining, like, yo, you announced it in January, now it's dropping March, like, that's not cool. But I thought we were going to wait till summer, like real summer, and not March, April. So I'm really happy that it's dropping this soon. Also, this explains something that Metro also tweeted on New Year's, actually, which was somebody asked him, how many albums do you think you'll be dropping in 2024? And he replied with 3 at the very least. And, you know, back then I was reading this, not thinking too much of it. I was like, hey, maybe you got another soundtrack. The Future album, the Dirk album is still in the works, which now got delayed because of leaks, apparently. But, I mean, 2 of them are already the Future albums. So this explains why he was so confident by putting out there 3 at the very least. So I think that explains that as well. Also, something we obviously got to talk about are the snippets for this thing. There is a bunch of them that we've gotten for a very long time. But for example, just a couple of days ago, we've had a new one played. Don't know what it's going to be called, but it's already sounding pretty insane. And I believe the 2 of them can really bring some amazing tracks together. And I think that, you know, this collaboration album, this duo, was due for a very long time. I mean, his collaboration with Dirk is going to be dope too, but you gotta admit that Future and Metro, because of the sound, because how they both influence their sound mutually. I mean, Future wouldn't be here without Metro, without the work that Metro put in like 2015, even producing for him and Drake on What a Time to Be Alive. You can't deny that that was really like a push for that trap sound that Future pioneered into the mainstream. And I mean, Metro wouldn't be here without Future, because that was one of the first really big people he's worked with in Atlanta. I mean, aside the Migos and stuff like that, and that put him on people like Drake, as I just said. So I think that this long relationship between the 2 is really something that is going to be celebrated on here as well. And the 2 of them have always brought amazing stuff. I mean, think back to Heroes and Villains, Superhero with Future. I'm missing a lot of tracks with Future right now on Heroes and Villains, but let me know what's your favorite track by Future and Metro Boomin together, because they got a lot of bangers, obviously, especially also on Future and Hendrix, that last double album, which wasn't exclusively produced by Metro, but if this new one is, then it's going to be even better. So I'm very excited for this. Let's see where this takes us. Let me know all your thoughts on this new double album. What did you think of the fact that this is a double album? Was this mind-blowing? I thought I was pretty surprised, gotta be honest, but maybe some of y'all were already expecting it. But let me know all your thoughts on this announcement in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.